say, Shabasi, so familiar, so many times we've seen it.
Barzell stops, feeds it, score! It's Horvat in overtime.
Gazillion Sorokin cook.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Isle Ship. I am here with Eric, Brandon, and Mike. The season is underway. We are about 5 games in, and right now we are going to take stock of the early season jitters. Boys, how we feeling?
So we're starting with the lows, right? So the low for me, I think so far, I mean, to put it generally, has been the right side of the defense. Like, not just seeing them in game was low because they haven't been that good. Pullock's actually kind of pulled it together during the 2 wins, but still Tony D and Scott Mayfield have just been not good. And then it gets worse when you look further down and see that there's nobody else. There's nobody else coming behind these guys. Like, these are it until we sign somebody, trade for somebody, or draft somebody, which is honestly why, despite the 2 wins, I'm still seriously tempering my expectations for the season. What about you, Mike? What's your low for the season so far?
Or just thoughts on the season so far?
The low point of the first 5 games.
Low point. Okay. John, you're also muted, but I just wanted to let you guys know real quick. Is there any echo? I just want to do this before we do a whole show.
No,
we're good.
Yeah.
Okay, John, there you go. You're
unmuted I think
now.
we're good.
No, you're
right,
good.
cool.
Now, I just wanted to make sure you could hear me. Yeah, because you were muted and
Yep.
You were saying something. All right. So the low to start off. Sorry, just making sure we're good here. I would say the low has definitely been the defense easily. And I know Eric pointed out the right side, but I think it's been everything. Honestly, like outside of Schaefer, who still has struggles in the defensive zone. We've seen it, but he's 18 years old. Like, he still looks better defensively than everyone else on the ice. And you guys saw the advanced stats. I mean, he's doing things that would make him top 20 in the league for defensemen. So you can't blame him. Like, there's just no blame to add there. But Pelech, even though he looks good at times, once again, another year, another step slower. You could see it. Along with Pulock, who still looks terrible, who had a good game last game, but overall has been terrible. D'Angelo doesn't even look like an NHL defenseman anymore. Boqvist filled in and didn't look good at all. Romanov can't stay healthy, and we're 5 games in. Who am I forgetting? Oh, Mayfield has actually looked okay, but once again, that's a third pairing D-man. Like, as good as he could be, bad or good, he's a third pairing D-man. He's not the guy you should be relying on, and he's going to be our top pair right D if we can't, figure this out fast. So, which is a problem.
My question, so I just wanted to piggyback on that because you mentioned Schaefer. I've thought he's looked good in the defensive zone, but hearing you say that just now makes me question, does he look good or does he just look good compared to the other defense?
I mean, the truth is he's part of the problem of giving up high danger chances. He has literally played 5 NHL games. If he came in and he was like, first of all, he already looks like Bobby Orr a little bit, but if he was like Hedman when he was like 26 defensively now, he would potentially be the best defenseman of all time. So like, it's good that like the expectations are being tempered, because I'd be afraid if he looked like the best defenseman of all time. He still looks like he looks like he could be generational. Like, we've seen the flashes, but it's still early. His defense is definitely not there yet. But the offense could be. Like, we've seen those flashes. So, all right, that was the low point, Brandon.
Hey, Eric, do you remember the one thing I wasn't looking forward to during the season?
Is it having Patrick Waugh as the head coach?
No. That was no. You're the one who said you were definitely afraid of this. Remember?
The defense?
Well, now I don't remember.
It has to do with Matthew Schaefer. Come on, Eric, you remember.
Them playing him into the ground?
Oh.
No, the possibility of him possibly getting cheap shotted.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
why do you think Mayfield's his partner?
To protect him. Obviously.
That's the whole reason why.
He's the best right defenseman on the team.
I mean, he's
by
also,
default, yes.
I mean, I think from what I said, he's literally the only option.
Yes.
You can say
because of why you're seeing Mayfield have his ups and downs, he's playing minutes that he's not accustomed to playing. Like he's trying, like he needs to protect Schaefer at all costs. You're not getting D'Angelo, dude. He ain't playing any freaking defense. You're not getting it from Boquist. Pollock can't skate better than Mayfield anymore.
Yeah.
You need someone to protect the guy.
I think this conversation happened on Twitter, but my honest hope is that it doesn't need to be Mayfield who's out there. If anybody goes after that kid, the entire team is going to collapse on them, and they may lose that fight because there's not a lot of tough guys left on this team other than Mayfield, and even he's not that big of a thug. But I guarantee you there would be some different players in the lineup the next time we played anybody who did anything to him.
Sure. I'm saying like right now, like other than Mayfield, who's really going to protect Schaefer?
I mean, Lee would fight.
Would fight, but
I bet Horvat would fight.
There's no guarantee that Lee would be on the ice though if the teams take liberties at him though. You know what I mean?
He seems so well liked that I don't think anybody like it would be line scrums after line scrums. I think.
Can I just butt in for a sec? Schaefer, as much as I worry about what Brandon said, you would probably be a target the rest of your career if you were the guy that hurt him. I'm just being honest. I mean, he's not like an unlikable player. He's not like a Nick Cousins or something.
That's the other thing. Yeah. Because he's this guy who's been through so much stuff already, it almost makes me wonder if there's like a safety bubble around him because of his personality and how likable and marketable he is.
I've seen him get roughed up, and then I've seen Tom Wilson tap him after his goal. I mean, there's definitely a respect that's there already.
Yeah, I don't think there's a bubble around him being hit, essentially. I think the bubble is more around him being, like, cheap-shotted.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you could say Tom Wilson's a quote-unquote good sport, but then he's freaking cheap-shotting Heedle over the weekend.
Yeah, tell Heedle to keep his head up.
I did not think that was a cheap shot.
Come on, man. Like, I don't care if he's quote-unquote admiring the pass.
Okay, it was half a second late.
No, it was a hockey hit. It was a good, clean hit.
Yeah. He's
trying to hit him off the puck.
It was half a second late. Like Heedle, if you know that you've got a mush head, you've got to keep your head up, like especially if you're on the ice with Wilson. So, but what's
like it happened to the wrong guy? Obviously, it sucks, but that like it happens.
And let me add this in. I think they both kind of skated into each other. I think Wilson made his decision.
They did.
But Heedle did not have any awareness on the ice. So he ran right into the train. I mean, it's like when Wallstrom took that thing. It's like, well, what are you doing?
To me, when you look at his body positioning, it didn't seem like he was trying to like lay him out. It seemed like he was trying to brace for a hit.
We can talk about hockey too. It's a fun concept there.
This is an Islanders podcast. What's your like actual low point? Like Schaefer's been fine.
The low point is the abysmal Romanov D'Angelo pairing.
Yeah, I think that's.
That pairing sucks. Like, I mean, come on, man. Like
each one of us.
Mike. You and I went back and forth on this almost 2 weeks ago, and Watt doesn't have the personality. He chooses to put that pairing out there. He chooses to put the worst 5-on-5 pairing in hockey. He doesn't have to do that. He chooses to do that.
Mike.
Go ahead, Mike.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Honestly,
if you switch the D pairs, it would just be two garbage pairs. So I don't really think it matters. I just, let me know when I'm able to speak about Patrick Waugh, because I want to go on like a 5-minute rant of how good of a job he's done so far, and it's going to anger some people.
He's the one who puts that stupid pairing out there.
And Patrick Waugh is the only reason Schaefer is being recognized for how great he is. Thank God.
I don't think I would
the same coach that
I would have loved that Barry Trotz 5-minute first game. It would have been so nice.
I would agree with you to an extent, but I think you're taking this a little far.
Oliver Wahlstrom and Matthew Schaefer. There's a night and day difference between the two.
He's balancing playing him enough to get his wheels going, but it's also not overplaying him either, which is
That
fantastic.
I would also disagree with. Potentially.
He could have been playing every power play one and playing 30 minutes a game, John, but they chose to be safe about it, you know?
Objectively,
He shouldn't be playing 25 minutes a game. He should be playing
I
like
think
18.
he should if he's good enough.
No,
he's not right now.
You
He's
don't,
not.
I
Mike,
think he is.
how many games did he play last season? You need
I
to
thought-
ease him into this shit, or he's
He
going to
did.
break down.
He did.
Surgery.
John, are they trying to win hockey games or not? Is
This
that
isn't like an innings pitch thing.
Oh,
This
no, you
is
are
a kid
specific.
who's
If
been
it's
playing-
if the question is, do you manage Schaefer's health or win hockey games?
he's
The
not
priority is
doesn't
absolutely
have-
managing Schaefer.
he's
But
not
what
hurt.
injury does he have?
He's
If he
not
was hurt, I agree with
It's
you.
not.
He
No,
doesn't
it's
have
not
any nagging
managing an
injuries.
injury. It's you don't want him to break down from overuse.
Okay, Aaron Boone. What's your low point of the
No,
season so
dude. Honestly, like when you have
get what you're
people
saying. I
who are
disagree with it.
retired NHL players
John's,
who are
John's low
defensemen
point,
who are
John's low
saying
point of the
he
season
shouldn't
was
be
Schaefer
playing 25
too
minutes
much.
a night, listen to them.
We got the low point from you already.
John's low point is Schaefer is seeing Matthew Schaefer too much, obviously.
Mike.
No,
look, Mike.
I think you're funny. No,
Mike.
the low
Mike.
point. If I have to be contrarian, since I can't say the defense, since all of you guys have already said the defense,
We
the low
just
point
added
is
on the
obviously
Ethan
Ilya
point.
Sorokin.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Mike.
They kind of go
I love
hand
him.
in
He
hand.
has not played up to his standards so far this season.
Yeah, it's only been 4 games. I mean,
Like
yeah.
No, of course.
objectively, from a pre-scouting perspective, Oliver Wahlstrom was and still is objectively not Matthew Schaefer. Schaefer was going to get these
I
playing
agree.
time no
Yeah,
matter what.
You're right.
Like, you
Oh,
can't, you
no,
can't say,
I don't-
"Oh, Wall,
I
the coach,
don't
he
think
deserves to praise."
No, I disagree.
If
wholeheartedly.
Schaefer
How
was on
many
a
minutes
better
was
hockey
Devontae
team,
getting when he got
he would
called
be
up?
One at a
rightfully
time.
playing about 16, 17 minutes a night.
Mike, how many minutes a game was Devontae's getting when the
I
Islanders
disagree
called him
with
up in
that,
2018?
It's a very different situation.
How is it a different situation? Tays is better in his position than Wahlstrom ever would be.
Listen, you could see. Well, no. See, my issue with Wahlstrom is he'd make one mistake and then play 6 minutes the whole night, and it would happen again and again and again. And it got to a
Sucks.
Okay, so first of all, the difference is anytime Matthew Schaefer is on the ice, you know it. And you know it because he's doing good things. He's skating extremely hard. He's maneuvering with the puck. He's back checking. He's catching. He's chasing people down. I don't.
Yeah, he's great. I don't think anybody's
He is.
arguing he's not.
The difference between him and Oliver Wahlstrom is like the difference between
Night
me
and day.
and Matt and Oliver
Yeah, but
Wahlstrom.
that's not my
Like-
point. My point is that they limited minutes off one mistake when Wah let him play through a mistake or two, which I think is very important.
But because
No,
Schaefer
that-
has a
that
higher
I
ceiling.
agree.
yeah,
That is
It doesn't
smart.
matter about
That's
the ceiling.
something they
Wahlstrom
shouldn't
would
be
have a
doing.
goal in the game. He'd be flying, and he'd bench him because he missed one poke check.
Oh,
First of
It was
all,
fine.
stupid.
You can't
It was
skate. Wahlstrom
stupid.
can't
Oliver
skate.
Wahlstrom didn't fly in any of his 5
Oh, he
seasons.
did. He had like 30 to 40 points that one
We
season
understand
in
that
60
certain people
games.
fly in the attack, Mike,
He was
but
kind of a
Oliver
points
Wahlstrom
merchant.
did not fly. If Oliver Wahlstrom fly,
He had games where he looked really good.
flying,
He'd make 1 or 2 mistakes, and that would
like
be it.
a 747, and
I don't know if he
prop
had games
plane.
where he looked really good as much as he had games with a good stat line.
See, you guys have recency bias. He
He
was
never had
No.
Mike. He
Mike,
never had a
Mike,
40-point
sorry.
season.
well.
never
It
had
was
a
what was
point.
the
If
case.
we-
He had what 20 points
This
in
is a
40
we're
games,
being honest here,
30 and 60.
He had
Mike, if
16
we're
points
being
in
honest
35
here
games.
and you
Yeah.
look at the
Look, you
games that
do.
he actually
That's
played,
great.
don't look
He
at
was
the
what,
stat line,
19,
look at the
20?
actual game. How often was he having a good game?
Wahlstrom
Yes.
in that first or second season, every other game,
No.
You are
I disagree.
out of your mind.
he was half a point per game. What do you guys think he was doing?
But
Nothing.
because you're looking at the stat line and you're not looking
No,
at
I'm
the
not. I
actual
remember
play.
the season. That's just not true.
They're not comparable. I'm sorry. And
I'm
Not
not
even
saying
close.
they're comparable. I'm saying
you are. You're literally saying they're
Nope.
comparable.
I'm
You're
saying
trying
a young
to compare them.
young player that was playing well that game that would get benched for a mistake. That's what I'm saying.
Did Wahlstrom
Okay.
not deserve
It
it?
is good that
No, I don't
Wad
think
does
so.
not bench Schaefer for making rookie mistakes. I agree there.
He could have done that the first game, John, and none of this historical data would exist. None of it.
I
He could
agree.
have benched
He's
him off
managed.
mistake.
No, In that way, he's managed Schaefer very well. I'd like to see him get a little bit less minutes.
But he did that. That's my point. Is he was
Mike, let me
managing
ask
his
you a
minutes.
question.
He could have
You're
thrown him
right.
out
No,
on power play
to
one.
his credit,
He could have.
to his
People were like,
credit,
"Why
he's
is
been
D'Angelo
lowering the
on
minutes,
power
which
play
is
one?
smart.
Why are
Yeah.
they throwing D'Angelo out again? Why are they throwing D'Angelo out again? You know why, John? Because they didn't want to blow Schaefer out. They were
I
trying
agree.
their best.
It's smart.
But John, they're also trying to win hockey games. You're not going to play
Mike,
stinky
Mike.
You need
defensemen
to-
trying to win hockey games.
You need to be able to manage it. That's your job as a coach, and I think in that way, he's doing a good job.
I
That's
can
why
put
my
this to
point.
bed. I can put
Hey,
this
Mike,
to bed.
let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
You
go ahead.
think Matthew Schaefer would have averaged only like 5 to 10 minutes a game under Barry Trotz?
No, but I
How
don't
many
think he would have played
No.
25 minutes. I don't think he would have played
And he
25
I think
shouldn't
minutes.
be playing that many minutes.
I-
Right
if-
now.
I
if
Not
think
right
he
now,
would
he
be
shouldn't.
playing 15,
Easing
which
into it.
ideally is the right number for him.
If you're a point per game player and you're doing like really well on the ice, I mean, I'm not going to pull you out.
17 to 20.
I don't care
That's
how
what
old you
we're
are.
on.
Yeah, no, fair. 100%.
I can put this take to bed in 1 second. The reason that Oliver Wahlstrom and Schaefer are not even remotely
Oh,
comparable
Lord.
because
But I'm not comparing them as players. I'm comparing them as young players not getting opportunity.
if
That's what I'm
Yeah,
and
I
I'm
see
going to get
Mike's
to that.
point now.
Just
Go
shut
ahead,
up for a
Derek.
second, and I'm going to get to the heart of that.
Just
I'm
make sure
gonna get to the
words
heart
are
of that.
correct. Don't put words in my mouth.
What would
They're not
happen
the
if
same.
What would happen if if Waugh tried to limit Matthew Schaefer's minutes to 15 minutes at this point? Would
Nope.
everybody in the fan base boo him? Would everybody in the fan base be questioning what he was doing? Absolutely. Guess how many people
Would he be
question
right?
No.
anybody
Yes.
limiting Wahlstrom's
No,
minutes?
they
Nobody.
wouldn't because it
I agree.
depends.
I agree.
No, I disagree
Nobody.
because in the first two
They're not
games,
even
Waugh
remotely
showed his
close.
hand. No, Waugh showed his hand in the first two games. He said, "I'm going to let this kid play."
He
What
showed
did
his
he
hand
play?
because it was fucking amazing. There's no other choice but to play him because otherwise you would get
He's right.
lambasted by the fucking fan base. Whereas
That's right.
Oliver Wahlstrom never looked
Eric,
like he was
I got a
trying
surprise. Well, no, he
All
no.
right.
Matt Schaefer does.
Trotz was lambasted for that.
All right.
Wait,
Maybe,
was
maybe, maybe
We-
by you,
Big time.
but not
No,
by
by
anybody.
everybody.
Whoa.
Because he was doing
Yeah.
it with every rookie. He would do it with Bellows. He was doing it with him.
Get out of here.
Go look at his minutes.
Neither of which are comparable.
Boys, we
to
need to
Matthew
move
Schaefer.
on. Segue.
Bellows to
Segue. I
Wahlstrom.
know
I
you
don't
love
think we
Matthew
should
Schaefer,
All
but
right.
let's talk about the positives so far from this
The
season.
hot-
Wait, John. One more thing.
No.
You're saying players. You're saying no. This will actually probably end Mike's argument here. You're saying that
Oh my God.
Bellows and Wahlstrom weren't really given chances under Trotz. Let me ask you a
At
question, Mike.
times. Not always.
How many times in his first season under Barry Trotz did Devontae play less than 15 minutes?
That's a
How many
defenseman.
times?
It's not the same thing.
No. How is it not the same?
If Devontae's had a, you know what, he would be playing this. No. He was defenseman, and they had Hickey out. They needed someone to play serious
They
minutes.
still had Spezia. They still could play Spezia if they wanted to.
Okay, how
What
many
was
minutes
that
did Taves play? Did he play 25 minutes, Brandon? Even though he was the best defenseman, how many minutes did he play?
He was not
25
the
minutes.
best defenseman. Adam Pollock
Oh,
was the best
stop.
defenseman that year. How
All
many
right,
times
are we
did Devontae
are we
play
good
No,
less
now?
than 15
I
minutes?
want to clarify this real quick.
How many
Oh my God.
times did he play less than 15 minutes?
I don't care. Did he play 20? Did he play more than 20 minutes?
Zero.
Did he play more than 20 minutes every night?
He didn't need to because Adam Pellick was.
There it is.
He
All right, we can
didn't.
move on. Point
Hold on.
done. Eh,
He didn't
not
need
the same
to.
thing.
In front of him.
We're
Compare a
talking about-
defenseman to a defenseman, not a forward to a forward. That's
all right, we're
silly
talking
with
about
minutes.
2018, 2019.
Yeah, he didn't need to play more than Adam Pellick. Pellick was.
Let's see. One,
Yeah, no big deal, John. He was just a
Oh my
war
God,
of like
we don't need
100%.
this right now.
No, I just think it's silly. Like
He started playing more minutes than Pellick, but he wasn't going to get less than 15 minutes.
He
he
played
could have
over
easily
20
matched
minutes.
his minutes.
He played over 20 minutes 3 times. He averaged just under 18 minutes. Don't be ridiculous.
It's not the same thing.
Comparing the opportunities that Wahlstrom got to the opportunities that Schaefer is getting, it's an insult to Schaefer.
I
Who is
think
fucking crushing it every night.
I think
And to compare
Schaefer.
him to Wahlstrom,
I think Schaefer would have been
breezed
managed.
around the rink and looked like shit constantly. I will not take this Schaefer slander.
I
right.
don't think he would have gotten the same opportunity. I don't. I think they would have been very careful with
I
him.
think you're out
No,
of your
I think
mind.
he would have gotten the same
I've only
opportunity.
seen it.
But let's
I've
move
only
on.
seen Trotz do it to every young player he's ever had.
You're literally
No big deal.
watching Schaefer force his hand
Okay.
forced
All
his
right.
hand. Like,
And he could have easily managed his minutes.
all right.
He did it. He did it in the later games.
Brandon, let's start with you. What's your high point from the first 5 games?
High points. You know what? Based off of the previous 2 games, obviously I raised my pom-poms with Schaefer because I actually like what he's doing long term. But you know what? I'll take it a step further. I even though they didn't look so well against the Jets, overall, I think Bo Horvat's been fine. Again. And Shabanov. Honorable mention Shabanov.
Okay.
Shabanov has looked good at times as well.
Try not to mention 8 different things and take all of our answers.
No, just those 2 players. Those
So
are
just
2 players.
the top line center, Matthew Schaefer and Maxim Shabanov. That's it.
That's it. I'm honestly not been impressed. I have not been impressed with Barzal, to be honest with you. I really haven't. I mean, no one's really talking about it. I have not been impressed with him so far, but
he has the most inner slot assists or chances,
passes,
whatever pass assists so far in the league. So he's got to be doing something right.
Who was he passing that to?
Oh, Anders Lee, baby, my boy.
That's
Mr. Expected Goals.
Yeah, I'd prefer that to be to Shabanov. It was you that retweeted that, right?
Yes. They got to put them together because you pass the puck to Anders Lee unless he's 2 feet in front of the net. That puck's not going in. It's just not.
But the problem is if you're putting Shabanov on that line, who's forechecking?
Yeah, that's. I mean,
what do you think? Lee is forechecking?
Let me tell you.
No, I'm saying Palmieri would be at least.
Shabanov threw a couple hits in that last game on the forecheck. And I was like, ooh, that was a little.
Actually, you know what? Screw it. I know he's going to morph into a pumpkin a month. My big arm,
Don't name another thing. You've already named 3. Shut up. Mike, what's your high point of the first 5 games? Jesus
it's got to be Mr. Dave Riddick for what he did against Edmonton.
Okay. Well, you can have that one. Mike, what's your high point of the first 5 games?
It's Patrick Waugh. Without a doubt, the way that he. I wanted you guys to push me into that, but like you're denying my. And I will say the one thing Barry Trotz did.
The floor is yours. Have your rant.
Barry Trotz did when Tom Wilson was young, and I think it was the coach before as well. They were playing him a lot of minutes for a forward, which I thought was interesting because he struggled mightily in the beginning of his career. And instead of Oliver Wahlstroming him, they're like, hey, you're going to play through it. And some people criticize that. And now you're looking at him. How good is he? He's like a 60, 70-point player.
So now I understand Oliver Wahlstrom would have been Tom Wilson if he only got to play a little bit.
I don't think he'd be. Well, they're not similar players, but I mean, you have to look at every single young player we've had. And I think you can't go, wow, they all turned into busts. That just means.
He's saying Oliver Wahlstrom would be Patrick Laine.
I mean, Laine looks terrible, so I mean, I don't think they're that far off. Laine can't do anything right now after the injury, so I think they're pretty comparable in that sense. I will say Laine has the better shot, and that keeps him in the league. But other than that,
so what? We were saying that Wilson got played a lot in his first year.
Yes, and I don't know if that was Trotz. I would have to
all 7 minutes and 56 seconds a game.
Well, he was, what was he, 18 years old or 17 at the time? He was 18 or 19, right?
Yeah, he was 19.
And
which is actually pretty decent.
And he played the whole season, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I mean, maybe it's not the best comparison, but Trotz doesn't really have a player like that. So,
and he kind of like eased him in too. Like he wasn't playing top line minutes; he was just playing those energy line minutes, and then he kind of forced his way up by just being better.
People were saying that was a mistake. I think it's turned out pretty well for them with the cup and now how he looks now. But regardless, I like how Waugh has said, because a lot of other coaches I don't think would have done it. When you see 2 to 3 mistakes from Schaefer, you might go, hold on. All right, pull out Pelech and Pulak. Let them play 20 minutes. You know, don't you guys want to watch that? No.
No, I don't.
The point is that I love the freedom Waugh has with this team, and people are criticizing, oh, how could he do this to Simon Holmstrom, my half a point per game, amazing young player?
No, I don't care about that. He's looked like shit.
He's looked terrible. Terrible. And was not afraid to go get the heck out of the lineup. Yeah. Now, do I wish he would do that with Cizikas as well? Yes.
Yeah,
Do I understand why Cizikas is still in the lineup?
Well,
yes, he's
no,
like,
I think if we're going back to your earlier point.
Sure. He's the most
I think if we're
popular
going
guy in
back
the
to your
locker room.
earlier point, Holmstrom is one of those players to where it would be smart to keep him in the lineup and say you should play through this.
I mean, speaking of people I'd rather have in the slot receiving passes from Matt
Here's
Barzal.
John. Here's John, where I think people lose sight of what's going on. And I'm not saying it's you. I'm saying people still think he's some young guy. He's, I think, 24 years old now, or he's not a rookie anymore.
I don't think he's a rookie, but I think in terms of NHL experience, he is green.
And listen, I will say this. At first, I didn't understand why Siplakov was out of the lineup. I didn't get it either. But he's also like 27, 28 years old at this point. And Wad he's not doing what he wants him to do defensively. And people always say he doesn't care about defense. He doesn't care about how. But this is my point. You want to punish guys who don't listen to the system, who say, I don't want to play the system. Well, then you are not going to play.
Yeah.
And then people are going to say, oh, the system doesn't work. Really? Because the system's making Bo Horvat into a goal scorer again. It's making Barzal look good.
The system doesn't work defensively.
Yeah.
Of course, but that might be the personnel.
You know what I just looked at? He's only got He's got 2 shots in 5 games.
Who?
Holmstrom.
Yeah, he's been terrible.
Yeah, he really hasn't been around. He's not getting near the high danger chances. He's not setting himself up for success.
And Eric, you look at Shabanov, who has just
he's getting himself open.
Doesn't matter what the analytics are. Every single game he could have had a point. That's what I want to see out of Simon Holmstrom.
Yeah.
He's not some KHL transplant. He's been here for some years.
It's not like Shabanov's getting a lot of ice time either.
No, this is my point.
He's making the most of it.
It's what you do in those minutes that matter. And that's why, listen, Wa's not perfect. I can nitpick everything here and there like Brandon could off the wall. But when I hear he's not playing defensively how he should, that is what you want to hear out of a coach that wants the team to win. And for what it's worth, Eric, let me just get this last point out. It's very important. The Islanders, I think, are 3rd in 5v5 goals right now, and they're also 13th in 5v5 game speed. They play at a very up-tempo, fast-paced game that we were hoping to see, and they're producing. If they can get better goaltending and better defense, this will be what John said. They will compete for a playoff spot.
If you go back and watch that Jets game, which was the last one that Siplakov played, it's very easy to see why he
didn't look good, did he?
No,
I agree.
He looked bad. He looked very bad.
He looked disinterested.
And he looked like he quit on a couple of plays, which I get it. So, wow, that was a surprising one for Mike. John, what's your high point for the first 5 games?
The high point for me is definitely Schaefer is the obvious answer here. But if we're going past Schaefer, I would say just the offense in general is a high point to me. I'm impressed by how talented a lot of these guys have looked. I think Bo Horvat looks great. Shabanov looks great. Barzal and Schaefer together look really, really solid. I think their pairing has the highest goals for percentage in the entire league when they're both on the ice. Like it
did at one point.
Yeah. They're electric together because they're so fast and they generate offense so easily. Like zone entries for them look like a gimme, like immediate. And I'm so impressed by what I'm seeing from Bo Horvat. He is taking the mantle. He's scoring goals. He's putting himself in good positions, and he's playing like the de facto captain.
Yeah,
he's taking that role from Lee.
Yeah, his play has made me wonder if they actually will trade Lee and not re-sign him.
I think they could. Like the writing's on the wall.
I mean, Lee's also a super popular guy who I think would do fine on like a bottom line. But the question is, what is he going to be willing to take? And I think it's
exactly. Yeah.
And
where does he want to go? Like, does he want to play for like a Minnesota, let's say, for example?
And does he want to uproot a life that he's had here on Long Island?
Yeah.
Like,
he's
lived here for.
Well, that's why I'm saying Minnesota, because I think he does live there in the off season, and he has lots of family there and things like that.
So, maybe that's a nice, easy trade. But, like, he's in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's his 14th season with the Islanders. Like, and he's the longest.
That's a life. That's a
longest
lifetime in
captain.
hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it'll be what he wants, because, like, Darsh isn't going to want to alienate anybody, but it feels like that's a real possibility.
For sure.
So Mike, you want the Islanders? You think that Wall's playing this up-tempo game? What if I told you that the Islanders are giving up the third worst high-danger chances per 60 minutes of 5-on-5 play? Only teams giving up more: the Sharks and the Ducks.
Well, that's
Yeah,
what
they are.
happened.
They're bad
I'm
defensively.
gonna
It
say-
doesn't mean they're not
I'm just
playing an
gonna say-
up-tempo style. When you play an
Table that.
up-tempo style, you usually do give up a lot more chances.
Table that.
But Doug Wade hockey.
Table that for when we talk about he who will not be named yet.
Okay.
My high point of the season so far
Mhm.
has been, I was going to say Bo Horvat, but since two of you said it, like I said, Horvat,
His line
speaks
mate.
for himself. He's looked fantastic. That hat trick clearly sparked something. And I felt bad because, like, up to that point, he had taken a lot of shots directly at the goalie's chest from the spot.
Some of it's snake bit, some of it he's just an average shooter, in my opinion. But
my high point, and I'm here to defend him, Emil Heineman. Like, not super flashy. I know a lot of people don't think he belongs on that top line, but you want to talk about Tom Wilson, like quasi Tom Wilson players? That's that guy. He mixes it up. He gets physical down low. He's good he's decent on the forecheck. He's had some good. What has he got? 3 goals? 2 goals? He's got 2 goals.
I think that's
Brandon. He's got 2 goals.
You highlighted something that's very helpful. That forecheck is what's creating a lot of the chances for that top line.
Yeah. And like, people say it doesn't belong, but, like, to Mike's point, it really does feel like Wah is looking for a particular kind of balance on all 4 lines.
Yep.
And while Heineman isn't who I'd choose if I had to pick from the entire NHL, I'm fine with him out of this class. And I honestly think he's going to be a good middle six guy for the team going forward.
And let me just piggyback off that real quick. I did notice it's not like a guy like Duclair will never get a top 6 chance. He moved him up when he thought he was playing well. And I like that. With Trotz, I felt like the lines were cement at times.
Yeah.
It felt like that. And I see with Wah, one guy gets hurt or one guy's not playing well, in and out, in and out, in and out. I like that. And he's not perfect. I got to say that for Brandon. He's definitely far from it. But if you want a team that's exciting to watch, this is it. This is what you're going to get. So
to highlight your point, I do want to say, going back to our highs, Jonathan Drouin has played very well. He's played a lot better than we expected. And he looks like a guy. Like, his hands are, like, solid. He's creating a lot of scoring chances. And, like, pretty soon he's going to be putting pucks in the net.
He's a point per game. And he leads the team in plus minus.
Yeah.
And the fact that we mentioned Horvat without him, their chemistry has looked
great,
amazing.
Yeah.
And Heineman honestly slots in good there because he provides, a lot of what they don't, which is a little bit more physicality. And I'm surprisingly optimistic about that one. Okay, now for the question we've all been waiting for. Who should we start with?
I think it'd be better if I respond to each of you. How about that?
Okay,
Brandon? I think it's only fair to start with Brandon on this because he's going to be the detractor, whereas me and Mike are probably going to be the supporters.
Oh, never mind.
Oh no,
John is positive here.
I'm negative too.
That's what I'm saying. You and Brandon are the detractors, and me and Mike are most likely going to be the supporters.
I will be standing in for Phil's facts this evening. Brandon, is Ilya Sorokin cooked?
No.
You didn't follow the rules.
He's never cooked. He was never.
No.
Hold on, let him cook.
I don't think he's cooked. I think he's been put right now. Again, he signed a contract. You got to deal with it at this point, but he's in a very bad situation right now. And I don't like this style of hockey, and it subjects Sorokin to all these chances, and eventually it's going to burn him out. Like, all these chances, and you're going to get the softy here and there because you're just burnt out by having to make these acrobatic reflex saves that it's going to wear him out eventually. And that's not his fault. That is not his fault. I could blame him for 2 seasons ago. I'm not blaming him right now. I don't think he's cooked.
I'm going to rebut that and say for $8.5 million a season, I don't care if you're bored and goal.
He should make a save. He should make a save.
Just let me finish. You can't let the fucking 5-hole go through like on a off-speed pitch. Like, what the hell was that? Like, some of the and you know, I can only speak to his performance so far, okay? But it's not good. I don't feel good, but the only hope I have is that focus shows back up at some point to some degree. But like right now, his statistics are indefensible. He's got an .860 save percentage.
I'll disagree with that, but
he's got 16 goals allowed. That's 4 goals a game. That's bad. That's very, very, very bad territory. Mike,
all right, should I rebut first? Well,
Mike,
John, do you want to give any sort of stat to kind of give a rebuttal to that, or do you want me to just list them off and then you talk about them? Up to you.
No, let's just go, Mike.
Well, I didn't have the stats, so if you want to give the stats, you can go ahead and I'll talk about it.
And then we'll let you explain why it's good, because I know you can. I saw you talk about this before.
Mike, answer the question: is Ilya Sorokin cooked?
Well, obviously not, because you look at a guy like Bobrovsky, and around this same time, he was putting up a 900. So I'm not saying Ilya's there right now, but that's likely where this season's going. Like, let's be honest. That's probably where he ends up. But and that was on a good team, by the way. Bobrovsky wasn't playing on a garbage team. He was playing on the Panthers at the time that were at least average. But whatever. Doesn't matter. To start off with your point, you listed out some stats there, and you look at even just the public numbers, he's only -3 below goals saved above expected. So he's given up how many goals, Eric?
16 in 4 games.
And they think 13 of those were justified. That's essentially what that is saying, which to me, to what Brandon said, that's just abominable defense. I mean, and the counterpoint that you would have, Eric, I don't know if you know this, but Spencer Knight.
Say the saves.
He has a -3 below goals saved above expected, where the worst in the league is around 8.
Okay.
That essentially means that they expected him to have saved 3 more goals than he did.
Okay, so they expect him to be at 13 goals allowed
instead of 16,
which is still over 3
still
goals
not
per
great.
game. Which is not good at all.
But that's what Mike is saying. If they expect him to be at 13, that means that the defense is fucking terrible.
Is horrendous. And let's be honest, Eric, let's say he was the worst goalie in the league and he was,
because they're not taking like the talent of the goaltender into effect there. They're just saying an average goaltender would give up 13.
Okay.
And then when you look at the total of goals they've given up, you're like, wow. So even if he was playing, like, let's just say average, even though I think he has been average, but let's say even if he was playing average, he's getting 0 help. And now your rebuttal, Eric, I'm sure you know about Spencer Knight. Do you know about Spencer Knight?
No, tell me.
Same background as Sorokin, as a 920 right now. Now my rebuttal is it's only 4 games. I mean, 4 games you can have Hogberg look like a Vezina caliber goaltender. So
small sample size.
Yes, you have to be very careful with that. But people point to me and they send me that data and they go, "Hey, look, you're an idiot," or something. That's basically look, I know analytics now. And it's a -3 goals saved above expected without realizing we've given up 16 goals.
I'd also say, like, obviously I'm supposed to be the other side of this, but I think you can tell exactly how much it's on the team if you just watch the performance in front of Rittich. Honestly, it didn't look like a break for
It looked
Sorokin.
significantly better.
It looked like a message to the defense. Like, you guys have to step up your game and play like this in front of our starting goalie, not just the backup.
And if I'm being honest, in the Ottawa game, I thought he let in 2 softies.
He did.
And the defense was better. That's my opinion. It's almost like it woke them up.
And that's what worries me. that the defense did look better in the Ottawa game, but he's still letting in soft goals.
It kills me because he got through that whole PK and then he let in the really soft one. And that's where the anger is not misguided. You're right. He should not be giving that up.
Well,
that's where he's bad.
It seems to me like a very weird and specific focus problem. Like
it's puck tracking.
Yeah, and that he takes some saves for granted, where like you need to be dialed in whenever it's close to you. Like the other thing I will say that I've noticed more this season than I have with any other season with him is, and it's AJ who on Twitter who harps on this a lot, is that rebound control is terrible.
It's been like this for a long time.
Yeah.
So Eric, you ready for the next rebuttal?
Yeah.
So my issue with that stat, and why I think it has a bit to do with the style of the Islanders, and Brandon might agree with this, is Varlamov, Rittich, almost every other goalie that's played for the Islanders in the last couple of years has had the same rebound stats. So I have to wonder, is every goalie like bad with rebounds here, or is that how they want them to play?
Yeah.
I don't think it would be a coincidence, right? Like Varlamov was always good at holding the puck, and they're going to say, "Oh, knee injury." No, it doesn't affect doing this.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect doing this. You know what I mean? That has nothing to do with your legs or hips. That's closing the puck. You know what I mean? And if you look at Varlamov, it's the same problem. So, and you wouldn't know that. You wouldn't think, because we watched Varlamov when he wasn't playing like that with Trotz, where he would glove everything, Yeah. We remember that Varlamov. He was amazing. And, that's my rebuttal, is that every other goalie's also had that problem. So
it also doesn't help that the Islanders are still in the bottom, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams in penalty kill percentage.
It's also when you give up a ton of high danger chances, though, you're going to lead to a lot of rebounds. So, it's tough.
Well, here's the thing. What you've said is he saves the high danger chances. It's like he dials in for those.
It's the mid ones. Like I told you, it's the mid ones that kill him.
So
but people pointed to the Mayfield one for me, and I'm like, but on an average team, the defenseman doesn't lose their brain, especially when you're 6'4". They step forward and the goal never happens.
Yeah.
But Sorokin, trusting his defense, goes, "What the heck?" And then it goes right by him.
Yeah.
So it's like
the people who argued with me on that one that Mayfield wasn't screened by
no, Mayfield 100% screened him.
Yeah, no,
100%.
And I think it was Matt who was like, "Oh, he was tracking the puck." No, he wasn't. He was looking in the direction of the defender that was coming at him with the puck. Yeah. I don't think he saw that puck for a second, which is why I went right by him. But it's definitely partly on the defense. But here's my thing: if he was letting in high danger chances and saving the softies, would we feel any better?
No, not really.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good thing, I think, though. I think that's a good thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it means that, like, hey, but you can look at the high danger saves and go, okay, he's second in the league, if not first.
Yeah.
He must be doing okay.
Yeah.
And I know, listen, people are, and I'll let Brandon go after this, and this is kind of like a general statement, but you all have played sports, you all have watched sports, you all have played video games of sports. Who's the first position you blame pretty much in anything? The goaltender. Yeah. And it's funny because people take that mentality and spin it around and say, well, I have to blame the goalie. And when you look at these situations that turn a save percentage into from a 920 to an 860, it's one moment of the game. A forward can make 10 mistakes. You don't remember it. The goaltender makes one. That's it. Especially in a 5-game sample, a 4-game sample. 1 or 2 mistakes is all you remember. Where nobody remembers Bo Horvat missing 15 shots in a row. You know what I mean? Because he has 4 goals.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
That's my point. So just to clarify there, I think I've always learned that in life, is that blaming goalies is always easy, especially when you're an Islanders fan. They were terrible in the past. Yeah. You look at those teams and you're like, well, what do you expect? That's how I feel right now.
So in one game, Adam Boquist gave up 7 high danger chances to a Brady Tkachuk-less Ottawa Senators team.
Yeah, I still thought they were better that game, but that pair.
D'Angelo has given up 28.
Yeah.
Romanov, he's given up 21. So basically, Boquist picked up the slack for Romanov and giving up the chances to catch up in total to match D'Angelo. That's crazy.
I have a question for Brandon though, because I think he would actually be able to answer better than all four of us, even though I have watched the Blackhawks. Why do you think Spencer Knight is doing so much better than Ilya Sorokin? If you made a poll before the season started, I have to think that like 31 out of 32 teams would probably take Sorokin, and maybe even Chicago would. You know,
Why do I
I can answer that for you.
Go for it.
Wait. So why do I
Chicago's
think
defense has been noticeably better.
Yeah.
Chicago's defense has not been better. Chicago's defense has not
Chicago's
been better.
defense has been noticeably better than the
No,
Islanders'
it
defense.
has not. It's one
It
of
has.
the worst in the NHL. Not even close.
The reason I
No.
made the comparison is because they've
Like
given up
talent wise,
more.
yeah, it's
He's just
talent wise.
younger. That's it, really.
No,
I have-
talent wise, I agree. They don't have the guys, but they all stepped up and they're all playing much better hockey than
John,
the Islanders are defensively.
The Blackhawks are one of the worst defensive teams in the league right now.
I was trying to make a point though that I
They're
don't think all
not,
high
though.
danger chances are created equally. And I think that's what's so hard about that is I don't have the metrics in front of me. I want to know how many inner slot shots the Blackhawks are actually giving up.
The Blackhawks have given up the most high danger chances 5-on-5 in the entire NHL.
I know, but I was following that up, Brandon, by saying how many inner slot chances are they giving? How many cross ice passes are they giving up?
Oh, to be specific.
How many rebounds?
I could look online to find out, but I mean, a high danger chance is a high danger chance at that point. You're giving up 73.
No, I agree with you. I don't think the defense has been good.
If you're averaging over 10 high danger chances given up in 7 games, that's a problem. I'm sorry.
Brandon, I'll get back to that question, but I just want to follow up real quick. The Islanders last season, at least publicly with the numbers, I think we're only giving up average high danger chances. I think they were only middle of the league at even strength, Brandon. But then when I looked at the end of the year metrics, the actual on ice, what happened on each shot, they were almost dead last in every category imaginable.
Well, in fairness, last season they also had injuries.
No, I know, but the point is that Sorokin had an extremely tough year last season.
The thing is also that's what's getting exposed is when Romanov and D'Angelo, when they were paired together, Sorokin had like a .930 save percentage. He's not doing that behind them anymore.
Yeah.
And now you're seeing how bad that pairing really looks because Sorokin's not bailing him out like he did last year. You're not seeing it. But again, the goalies go hot and cold all the time. Spencer Knight, eventually, he's going to hit a wall and he's going to go back down.
100%. We saw it with Dostal last year.
Of course.
Phil was like, "Oh, look, Dostal is a 920, Mike. How do you feel about that?"
Hogberg last
year, he has a 903. I'm like,
same thing with Hogberg last year, and the same thing will be with Riddick in about a month and a half. He'll morph into a pumpkin soon. We know it.
Did you guys see the numbers I pulled? I pulled up the worst defenses at all strengths over the last 6 seasons. Only one goaltender had a 905 in front of them. And I don't know if that's where the Islanders are going to end up. That's a good trivia question. I'll save that to the end.
Are you talking about the message in the group chat?
I don't.
Because I don't have an X in it. I don't have an X account anymore.
No, well, you haven't seen it. It's going to be a great trivia question. I'll bring it up later.
Did you post it in the group message?
No. I posted it on social media. So at least I don't think I did. But you might get it anyway. I know you. But so Eric, do you have anything to follow up with?
Is it my turn to talk about Sorokin now?
Yeah, John.
Well, I thought you were supposed to jump off what Eric says, right?
Is Ilya Sorokin cooked?
Sorry, no, he went first, Mike. Well, no, absolutely not. So for years, the problem with Ilya Sorokin has been that he is very, very good on high danger chances and very, very bad on mid to low danger chances. And I think the problem is he's an incredibly athletic goalie, but he has issues with positioning. And for years, I had assumed that would be something that you can coach out and kind of course correct. But it seems like he kind of is the way he is in that extent. And that's just not changing, unfortunately. But he still makes the big save, and that's the important part. You can say that he has a low save percentage because he's giving up too many low danger scoring chances. And my argument to that would be, okay, be better defensively. he's bad with rebounds because as an athletic goalie, his job is to create good angles on the puck. He's not trying to stop the puck and hold on to it. He's trying to, with the way that he's positioning himself on these cross-ice passes, he's trying to angle the puck to the boards or to a specific part of the ice. And the problem is that part of the ice is where it's usually expected to be like one of our players there to grab the puck and take it out. They're not there because the defenseman positioning is horrid. And so you have someone else on that puck very often. Puck never gets out of our zone. And then it's kind of just wait for Sorokin to have a positioning mistake at that point.
Do you know
and
how
that
you
kind of
fix that?
becomes the issue.
You know how they can fix that? I have an idea.
By being better defensively, by buttoning it up.
Something easier than that.
Change the system.
Nope. Something easier than that.
How?
I'll give you a hint. Matthew Schaefer.
Mm-hmm.
What about Matthew Schaefer is so special?
That he's incredibly fast and really good with his stick.
I know where you're going with this,
Speed.
Mike, and it's way more than just that.
But
I know
it is.
exactly where you're going with this.
The Islanders get beat to the majority of these rebounds and pucks. If you want to make Sorokin look as good
Faster
as
defenseman.
possible, they should have picked up a guy like Jordan Spence. I fully believe that. And why we didn't do it, I think it's because the roster's too full. Still should have done it anyway. But my point is that I think in the next year or two, if you want to maximize Ilya Sorokin and actually try to contend, if you have the roster for it, might need a new coach, as Brandon says too. They might go that way. I wouldn't be surprised. Because I think, but
you
I
need
think,
faster defensemen.
Yes, 100%. And if you could
Absolutely.
put at least one guy on each pairing, because I'm sorry, D'Angelo might look fast at times. He's not. He's not a good skater anymore.
I agree.
He's definitely below 50% on whatever tracking they have. Romanov looks fast, but he doesn't like think fast or play fast. They need somebody who's going to be like Isaiah, kind of like early Isaiah George. And I mean, right there, you have one guy that I think could fill in. Marshall Warren. Warren looks really good.
Watch Bridgeport play. George has been up and down too so far.
Well, what do you think about Marshall Warren? He's apparently looked incredible from what I've seen.
He's looked
It's early, but he looks great.
Richie already looks brilliant. I say, you know what? Let him cook down there. Let him cook in Bridgeport until Pajot and possibly Zekas get moved. Let Richie cook. That way he'll be primed and ready to go.
My initial point, though, is that Sorokin, he's clutch. He still has the ability to lock in, take over a period, and make sure that he makes the big saves, the difficult saves to keep your team in the game when other goalies can't. Other goalies that might stop those low danger chances. You're going to need that. And if I'm a coach, I would much rather have that than someone who's going to gives up a lot of the high danger chances, because your defense can't do shit against those high danger chances. They can fix positioning to make sure that nobody's giving up those bad point shots.
That's not true. Barry Trotz proved that a defense can limit the high danger chances. It's very clear to me that Patrick Roy is saying we're going to be okay with those high danger chances. And I get that because Sorokin is normally pretty good at saving those. However,
I think it's too much.
Just let me finish the thought. However, I don't think you can describe somebody as clutch when they're letting in some of the goals that Ilya Sorokin is letting in right now. Because
did they let them in the third period?
Okay, so first of all, that's
clutch.
Anytime you let them in, it is not clutch. It is anti-clutch.
Letting in, I have a rebuttal.
Yes, John. Right.
The specific definition of clutch is that you're good in the important moments.
Yeah.
They're all
every moment in the game is not an important moment.
Oh, yes, they are. These are all they're not close games. These were all very close games. And what would happen
I'm sure they were close games, but that'll happen.
Oh, but that'll happen. If your team scores and then the other team comes back down and you let in an easy goal, that is not clutch. That is the opposite of clutch. That is in fact not good and not what you should be expecting from a goalie that you're paying top 10 numbers to. So
I have like 3 rebuttals whenever you.
I disagree.
John wants to talk.
Well,
okay, John, let me give you this, and then you jump off of me. When he has like 41 high danger saves so far, those are your momentum shifters. When you make 2 to 3 of those in a row, and then we go back and score, that's what keeps the games close.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You know what doesn't keep the game close is when we do go score, and then they come back down and score on a softie, and now we're down again.
Yes, of course, and that happened one of the games.
So to say
that happened to Winnipeg.
Clutch. No.
Well, it's gone both ways, right?
Yes. Okay.
No, it's gone the clutch way exactly once.
John, just make him feel better. Tell him in the Winnipeg game.
Wholeheartedly.
Tell him in the Winnipeg game he's right. Make him feel better. In the Winnipeg game, you're right. The Stanley goal can't happen.
Mike, you want to make Sorokin's job easier? Change the damn system.
That's not.
I agree, but no,
I'm saying I agree, Eric. It's not going to happen.
I wholeheartedly disagree with Eric's definition of clutch. It's wrong. It's factually incorrect. If we look at different sports, if we look at last season with the Mets, Pete Alonso, when did he show up? He showed up in game 162. He showed up in game 2 of the playoffs and in the first round, and he showed up in games like 4 and 5 of the series after that.
The problem
you show up in big moments.
I need to be clear. on this. So we're calling Ilya Sorokin clutch because he managed to pull out one game where he let up 4 goals. And other 3 games
calling
where
Ilya
he also
Sorokin
let up
clutch.
4 goals. And
I'm calling Ilya Sorokin clutch specifically because you can point to every single game that the Islanders play and go, that was a huge save he made. That was a momentum-building save that a worse goalie would not make that changed the course of that game. That might be a game that they lose, but you can still look back on it and say, okay, the tide shifted when he made that save.
Eric, if you ignore the softies,
I am talking about this season.
If you ignore the softies, there was 6, 7, 8 goals this year. That was just nobody can save. I'm just being fair there. Like,
I'm stymied by the idea of calling a 1-3 goalie with a 4 goals against average clutch. That's
because if you watch the fucking games, dude, you can see the saves that he's making, and you can go, oh, a regular goalie would not make that save.
Here's the problem. I've also watched him let in goals that junior league goalies should save.
You're right. He gives up low danger chances. I'm not arguing that. I'm saying I would rather have a goalie do that and be clutch.
And watch it destroy momentum in the same way.
John,
calling it clutch when the team is 1-3 in games that he started and he's got a 4 goals against average, I don't really think it's the appropriate tag to label with Ilya Sorokin with right
John,
now.
let me
disagree wholeheartedly.
Okay, fine. John, Ilya Sorokin's clutch, 1-3 goalie, clutchest goalie I've ever seen.
No.
Yes, Eric, that's a factual statement.
I can't believe how well he's doing.
Eric, that's not the proper response, though. You know what they're going to say to John? You know what So, Eric, your angle that you're taking, the proper response to John is, what has he done for us in the playoffs? And my response to that is, I don't know how you can look at a 929 and a 920 and go, that wasn't good enough. That's always my response.
Yes.
But they're going to say, John, in big moments, he let in softies. Okay. And it's like, but if you get a 920 in the playoffs.
They lost in the Eastern Conference Finals in Game 7, 1-0. What is he supposed to do?
Sorokin was not in goal.
No. The question isn't.
That was Farlamont,
has
right?
Ilya Sorokin been good in the past?
Carolina series.
The question isn't, has Ilya Sorokin been good in the past? The question is Ilya Sorokin cooked? Because he's 1-3 with a 4 goals against average right now. And John's indication that he's clutch doesn't quite seem to fit for me.
I highly disagree.
The first game of the season, it's tied going into the third. And our clutch goalie let up the go-ahead goal, and we lost 4-3.
Well,
he also made some really good saves before that.
Our extremely clutch
goalie, can we go over the Brazo goal?
After doing that,
I'd love to.
Went into the second game and let up 4 goals in the first two periods. Not clutch. He let up 0.
Well, we're not arguing he's been good.
I guess that's clutch. He didn't let any goals in.
There's a difference. There's a difference between being good and being clutch. No, that's
true.
Eric,
I agree with that.
There's a difference between being good and being clutch. Derek Jeter is a bad baseball player. He's clutch.
And then he chased that performance.
I wouldn't go.
And then he chased that performance by letting him.
No, statistically he's a bad defensive baseball player.
He's bad defensively. Right? He still has a career 300 average. Guess what? That means he's good almost all the time.
No, it does not. He is not a good. No, Derek Jeter is a mid-baseball
when your
player who is
career-
incredibly clutch. Probably
John.
one of the most clutch athletes of all time.
He has
John.
3,000 hits over the course of his career. That's not just during
Mid.
clutch times. It's
Mid.
all the time.
Mid to
He's
bad.
Good.
No, he's not.
This is.
I don't know if
Any-
this is comparison I agree
Ask
with.
This is
anyone who actually follows baseball, and
I-
they'll tell you he was not
just
a
wanna
good
say-
shortstop.
I
This is
can
the
draw a
Islanders
straight-
podcast. Stop it.
I just want to say I can draw a straight line from John wanting somebody who scores 25 goals rather than 30
Oh,
goals.
stop. Here
to
we
this
go
argument.
I knew you were going to bring that up.
It's a pin on my wall.
I was
agree
right,
with
John.
On my wall.
I agree
I
with
was
John.
right
I want
then,
more
and I'm right
consistent
now.
scoring. I want more consistent scoring.
That is
Eric,
almost
Eric,
as dumb as
look at
calling
how
one
Brock
who
Nelson
has
has done
4 goals
so
against
far.
average clutch.
No.
Brock Nelson's a
Look
great
at how Brock
example.
Nelson has done so far, and tell me I'm wrong.
I mean,
His team's undefeated. He has 2 points, I think.
yeah, he doesn't need to do
Yes,
stuff.
he's
doesn't-
ass.
He doesn't need to do
Not
stuff.
ass. Don't
So
go that far.
I'm not saying he does. No, but it doesn't matter if he needs to do stuff. The point is, you're going to go through like a month or two where he's going to get nothing.
Arguing that Ilya Sorokin isn't cooked because he's been clutch this season while letting in 4 goals every game doesn't seem like the strongest argument for me.
Well, it's only 4 games, though.
My
Because
final take
the
on this,
defense will get better and he'll improve.
my final take on this
Well, maybe.
is that
We'll see.
the jury's out. Because like if I have to watch a season of him letting in some of these shitty ass goals, I'm going to be just as depressed as his defense will be. Like it's a give
I
and
like
take
the jury's
as
out,
far
by
as
the way.
I see it.
I have
as far as I
no
see it.
problem with it.
Eric, do you think the team's going to get better in the next few years or worse?
Oh, I think.
Oh, I don't think
They're
they can
gonna
get
get
worse than that. Yeah, 100%.
They're going to get very obviously better.
I don't know how they'd get worse than this, Eric. Well,
worse
let's
than
be
it-
honest.
worse
Let's
They
talk
than
have
about
so many good
defensively.
prospects coming up. You
Defensively.
cannot tell me that
worse
they're
than
not
a
going to pan
third-
out.
Worse than a 2-3 start. I like.
It's
not
don't look
that
at the
bad.
record. Look at
No,
the
no.
defense. Look at the defense. Don't look at the record.
I-
Wait, no. Let me
Wait,
put. No, let me
Is
put.
your question: Are
Eric,
they going to get worse defensively or just
Eric.
worse as a team?
Eric, when was the last season the Islanders, through the first 5 games, led the league in expected goals against?
I don't know.
I don't know either. It's probably before our time. It's probably in the 70s.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing.
What,
And
first 5
I-
games they led the
here's-
league in expected goals
Here-
against.
Here's my thing, and I,
Yeah, good luck finding
I
that.
love hearing about advanced stats. And all
Well, it's
that.
not just advanced stats. It's like,
The
Eric, it's so
expected-
bad that they have half a goal on the team below them. Half a goal.
the expected goals. Wait, it's expected goals against, right?
All strengths.
Okay.
So I'm including power plays against, which I guess, hurts them more. But they have a
Okay.
bad PK, like you said.
My
Even though I
problem
think
is
it's looked better. I
My
think it's looked
problem
better,
is the actual goals against. They're 10th in the league. So
well,
as much as I would love,
Wait,
as much
you're
as-
supposed to be against Sorokin, not
as much as
for.
I would like
Okay.
to live in,
Can I-
in theory,
wait.
No. Meaning they've
All
let
right.
up the 10th most goals against.
Yeah, and they're giving up the
Okay.
highest expected goals in the league.
No,
There you go.
That's
Mike,
a bad
Mike,
thing.
I
As
okay,
for
Mike.
the team. It's also
No,
a bad
he
thing for the
didn't get it.
goalie. But
It's because Riddich played well though too. I mean, we got to give credit where it's due.
I don't know why
Eric,
I
they're 10
didn't think
spots
of
higher
this
than where they're
sooner.
ranked in expected goals.
Mike, do you want? All right, the Islanders last time they led the
Well-
league in expected goals against in their first 5 games was during the 56 game season.
Oh, okay.
When was that?
I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner.
Yeah,
I can break
2021
the clutch to not clutch
Really?
argument down in a way that, Eric, you will have to agree with.
Okay. I
It's
can't wait
math.
to hear this.
Because it's math.
Carolina,
Look.
Calgary, Florida, and Dallas were ahead of the Islanders. Everyone
If
else was
we-
below.
Okay, so it was close.
If we take a look at the private data, not the public data, but the private
Yeah.
data,
Probably
Ilya
there.
Sorokin is always ranked among the top for expected goals.
Goals
And
saved
the
above
reason
expected.
for that, yes,
Yeah.
and the reason for that is the difference between being clutch and being good. Would you rather give up one softie per game or 3 high danger chances that should have been goals that would have been goals with any other goalie that he has now saved? It's a math equation. Would you rather the 3 or the 1?
Wait,
Eric's argument is it hasn't been through the first 4 games, which I understand,
But it
it's a
has.
small
No,
sample.
it
sorry.
has.
I have one.
I agree with you.
criminal-
It's
I
a
have
mix, right,
one-
John? Like we've seen it. We've seen it at times. You have.
Can
Absolutely
you
seen
it.
restate that again? I'm sorry.
Would you rather a goalie give up 1 bad goal per game or 3 good goals?
You mean 3 bad goals?
You can't choose either. You can't say neither.
Oh, no, I see.
Would you rather they give up 1 softie or not make the 3 really difficult saves they had to make?
Are we talking about in total? Like
In total,
Yes.
probably.
Okay, would
Yes,
I
in
rather give
total,
up
and again-
one goal or 3 goals a game?
Well,
One
Yes.
goal. I would rather give up 1
Exactly.
goal.
Exactly.
However,
That's the
Ilya
difference
Sorokin is
between
giving
being
up 4
good
goals
and
a
clutch.
game.
yeah, that's the argument right now.
But however, Ilya Sorokin is giving up 4 goals a game.
Just say it's
and
only
he's
been
not
4
giving
games.
them up.
Should be, but it
to your
should be a
credit-
lot more.
Let me finish. To your credit, he's not giving them up in the 3rd period. He's giving them up in the first 2 and completely demoralizing the team. So clutch
but
on you,
no.
Ilya Sorokin.
He's giving up 4 when he should be giving up 6.
Can I tell you what the proprietary data is at least saying? And this is why I
Sure.
keep saying he's been
Sure.
average, is because the NHL's data basically has the expected goals at what the Islanders have right now. So that would mean, has Sorokin been good? No. Has Sorokin been bad? No. It's neither. He's just been which you want. I understand why people are upset. You want more out of your goalie. You want him always to be in the positive, goals saved above expected when you're getting paid that amount of money. True.
I just
But
want more out of my goalie because of how much we're paying him.
But people put -3 goals saved above expected in front of my face, and look, he's been terrible. Like, no, they've given up 16 goals. That means 13 of them were justified.
I don't disagree that the team is partly responsible. I don't disagree with
More than partly.
However, the wide view is that this isn't. You want to keep talking about clutch. He's letting these goals up early, and the team is playing from behind the whole game. And it's not because they're not scoring; it's because teams are coming out and attacking them.
That's a
3
tough
goals-
one.
You're right, but when they
Just
you're
let me
right,
finish the
but
point.
when
Just let me
they
finish.
win,
Just let me finish when they win. The one time they won when he's in net.
That was the one time they scored.
He lets 3 goals up. He lets 3 goals up against Pittsburgh in the first 2 periods, 4 against Winnipeg, 4 against the Capitals, and 4 against Ottawa. That's bad.
I'm not judging him
Does
off
he
of
need to
4
wake
fucking
up
games. I'm
earlier?
saying in general, when they
I
win,
get it.
through his body
I
of
can-
work, when they win, it is because you can look back and say, oh, he made
Again.
those saves. The
Again.
big saves.
Again, if you want to argue small sample size, that's fine. But I'm not talking about the.
Not
prior
arguing
years.
small sample size. I'm
Ilya
saying his
Sorokin.
entire body of work.
I'm not
Yeah, I know,
looking
but
at
we're
his entire
talking about
body of
these
work.
4
I'm
games,
talking
that's
about
why.
these 4 games.
I'm not
where
judging
he
him off
has
of 4
been-
games.
He has
Well,
been
that's
an
your rebuttal,
absolute
right?
trash fire. Trash fire.
No, he hasn't. That
Wait,
is
I was
that
gonna say something, I
that is
forgot.
just not an accurate statement.
Sure. 4
Oh,
against.
Eric,
The clutch
Eric,
4 goals against is just not a trash fire.
Eric, so here's where
it's not.
I want to let me hear your opinion on this. You or Brandon, because you guys are the
Not when that
against
defense is in
Sorokin.
front of him. No.
Let's have
Why?
Brandon respond since I feel like I've been talking a lot.
Well, I'll have Brandon respond to this. I think this is a good point. I want to hear what Brandon thinks. Why, Brandon, since you're on the negative side of the Sorokin debate, Brandon, explain to me why when the team only scores 2 goals, they say, oh, it's because Sorokin didn't make the save. But when the defense gives up 15 high danger chances against per game, they say, oh, well, they blame Sorokin instead of going, why doesn't the offense pick him up? Right? There you go.
Why doesn't the defense pick him up? Yeah.
No, I know, but we need someone to be the negative voice. God, I get it.
I'm not lying. What you see is what you get, buddy. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, no, can you explain that to me? Why, when the Islanders scored 2 goals, why when the Islanders score 2 goals, though, do fans say, well, Sorokin has to make the save so that the team has confidence. But when the defense gives up 15 high danger chances against per game for him, essentially, and I know not all go on net, but still, those are dangerous situations. They go, well, the goalie needs to make the save. Why don't they give him the same luxury they excuse the offense for when they only score 2 goals?
The more money you make, though, the higher expectations are. That's the problem. But that goes for any player, though. That's not just a Sorokin thing.
People treat Bo Horvat very differently than they do Ilya Sorokin, who will put up.
Not always. No, people made fun of him for shooting the puck into the goal. Yes, they did. They did before the Edmonton game. They made fun of him for that. Absolutely, they did.
Okay, and with Sorokin, they call him bad. Nobody calls Bo Horvat bad.
They call him him bad after the Islanders acquired him and after Matt Barzal got hurt. They called him bad when he shot 2.5%.
I got that. I just didn't see it, I guess. But whatever, my
people were expecting to see the Bo Horvat scored 40 goals, and it just wasn't the case.
When you have fools saying that Hudson Fasching was a better playoff player than Bo Horvat in the 2020, 22, 23 season,
they were just wrong.
Okay.
Gotcha. I just didn't see it. Oh, well.
So I actually have the best explanation for this. And this is, I mean, we can wrap it up here if you want or not. I don't really
trivia.
Of the 26 goalies who have started 4 separate games this season so far, Ilya Sorokin is 25th out of 26th. The only other goalie who is worse is the other goalie that I also kept for my fantasy team other than Sorokin, Dustin Wolf. So it's my fault.
At least you had a funny.
I kept these two jabronis.
Small sample size.
Wait, and let me add this in because there's going to be people listening who love hearing us yell at each other. I know there's going to be a couple of them because they always message me or whatever. But Sorokin, over the last 2 seasons, I've heard from every fan, John and Eric and Brandon, every fan, he stinks, he's bad, he's this, he's that. I don't know if people know, but out of every starting goalie or goalies that are semi-starters over the prior 2 seasons, he's 5th in even strength save percentage. Or 4th. I'm sorry, he's 4th in even strength save percentage. Yeah. You are not a good goalie.
That's great.
Yeah. You don't have those numbers if you're not a great goalie. You just don't.
That's my favorite argument, that he has been subject to an absolutely unbearable penalty kill, and still has this season, like absolute dog shit.
And if it was just average,
I agree 100%.
If it was just average, you'd be top 3 in the voting every year for Vezina.
However, some might say that a clutch goalie would step up during those penalty kills, but that's just me.
It's just, but my thing is, there's some situations that become unfavorable. There's some situations that are just unfavorable.
It doesn't really work out that way if your team is giving up cross ice pass chances. Like, what chance do you have?
I would also make the argument that Eric
wouldn't stop
Varlamov struggled with it too, really bad, and not just when he was hurt, when he was healthier. I don't think he's ever been fully healthy, but in my opinion, he's a top 15 goalie in the league when he was healthy, and he was struggling on the PK too. He was lights out in the play. Remember when they started him in the playoffs against Carolina?
Yeah,
he was like a 950 at even strength. It's
when the puck is being whipped around that fast. There's not a lot a goalie can do.
You need your PKers to block shots and be aggressive and get the puck out. And they weren't. And although the numbers aren't good so far this season, I have noticed more aggressiveness, which is what you want to see. That's what I want to see. So, I mean, small steps. But all right, ready for trivia?
The problems seem to be caused by like overcommitting and less by like a poor lack of positioning.
I mean,
the problem is the frickin' system. That's what it's been for the past 2.5 years.
But I like Wah here to take care of the young kids, and I know he might not even be here for that. But I like so far what I've seen. That's the other.
Would you rather have that, or would I rather have? Okay, we'll take care of the kids, but we'll actually play proper, structured, winning hockey again.
I don't think you're getting that with this group.
No,
that's my argument. I think the
trade our current tempo for anything.
And not the whole group. Let me be fair. I don't think the whole group's cooked. I think there are certain players that, wow, they have a great game, and then the other 3, they're asleep. You know what I mean? Even when the offense is cooking.
I would say this.
As much as I like to rag on Lane Lambert, and I do.
Yeah, he was bad.
The Islanders at one point, for 2 months, were playing without Matt Barzal and Pajot, and that was when they played the best stretch of overall structured hockey for the past 3 seasons.
I get it, but once again, I make the aging argument. You know what I mean? You
didn't have Matt Barzal or Pajot. Where's your speed coming from?
I've watched Pelech and Pulak this season, and I'm telling you, those guys are probably going to be relegated to 3rd pairing minutes in a year.
Because it's the system.
No, it's because they stink.
They don't play. They don't lock it down anymore.
Well,
He
Pelech
trap
doesn't
in the
stink. Let me
neutral
be
zone.
fair. Let me
Yeah.
be fair to Pelech. Pelech's a lot better than Pulak. I don't think it's even close. But I do think he's lost a step and he's made mistakes he wouldn't make in the past. And it's not
the system
it's
doesn't
not-
suit. The system makes no
PK
sense.
as well. PK as well. Even when they have them playing more aggressive, he's still losing his step.
Because maybe it wasn't Hood all along. Maybe Wodges was control. You see. Here, okay, I got you.
Changing
Actually,
the coaches, but the one thing they have to change is the players.
was patrolling the special teams. Okay, Waz got his guy in. Why does the PK still suck?
They look a lot better.
No, they don't.
It does look
No, they
better.
don't.
I think so. I'm not trying to be biased either. I'd tell you the truth, Brandon. Swear to God, if they
I think it looks better when it's staffed with certain personnel. When it's Horvat and Peugeot, obviously.
I mean, the Ottawa game, the PK was
Right.
perfect, but
Yeah.
Sorokin let the softie in. And you guys know I'm pro Sorokin. He can't let that goal in. The PK was perfect. Perfect in that
It's
game.
weird. It's weird he didn't
Yeah.
get that because he's very clutch.
Okay.
I mean, you look over his
Seems like an
career.
important save to me.
You look over his career, and I think John's right. I think he's gotten blamed for even when he is clutch because the Islanders don't score.
That's
You're not-
not what we're talking about.
I get it, but I'm just saying.
He has not been clutch this season.
I thought in the
And to
third
imply
period and
otherwise.
Third period in the last
I-
game, the penalty shot, the 2-on-1, he was huge.
Thank you.
I'm super happy that he showed up for third periods this season. I just need him to show up for the first and second period too. That's all.
I just want the Islanders to be the team that's doing the 2-on-1s. That'll be one day. They're close to it right now. They're getting closer.
But this is
as a final
But,
thought, I'd say
Eric,
this team looks more like it's tailored to what Patrick Waugh wants.
Yeah.
If you switch out Tony DeAngelo, I mean, what sucks is that like last year Tony DeAngelo looked so much better than this year Tony DeAngelo.
That's what we expected.
And Mayfield, once you replace him with somebody who can actually skate,
Yeah.
it will make a world of difference.
And Scott will probably still look good, even without Schaefer. He'll probably look good on the third pair. I think there's a chance.
maybe
Pelech, Mayfield, and you bomb Pulak.
Sorry, John. What were you going to say there? I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, you're fine. You're fine. But listen, if you want, this is also the difference between being clutch and being good. If you're going to say, yeah, I want a goalie that's good all three periods, obviously, you'd much rather have a goalie that's good over a goalie that's clutch. Anyone would.
He's usually good all three
He's
periods.
not
That's my
playing
argument.
very good right now, but the point is he's
Yeah.
clutch, and that's what you want because he can get there. You know he can get back there. If he was not, if he was bad and not clutch, that would be a big issue. Right now, I have no issue because he's not playing great, but he's still clutch.
I like John's argument because he has 41 high danger saves. You're not a good clutch goalie.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have that many.
I'm sorry, you don't get to call somebody clutch when they're letting in some of the goals that Ilya Sorokin has let in. It just doesn't work.
I
You can
think
say
you do.
he's making
Fair
these
end of
amazing
the
saves.
argument.
You can say he's making these amazing saves, but you still have to weigh them against the absolute dog shit goals that he's letting in. Like they cancel.
Was Eli Manning is Eli Manning in the Hall of Fame because he's good or because he's clutch? There's a right answer.
Good. He's good.
No,
And the
he's
Giants
bad.
teams
He's
around
clutch.
him were bad.
Can I make an
No,
argument?
he
around
is
that?
bad.
I think
He's
Eli
clutch.
Manning has had a much better team around him
Can I
than
tell
the
you-
Islanders have had.
Can I
Eli
tell
Manning is
you-
not bad, John. Stop.
Can I tell you how many?
He has had
Facebook memory posts
He
I
had
have?
two very, very good years and then a lot of mediocre shit around him.
John, what is the difference between those Giant teams and those Islanders teams?
Super Bowls?
No, the Giants were actually good.
Attend. Oh,
No,
I'm being
they
honest,
had,
though.
no.
I mean-
See, this is the thing. They had two really good years and then they got surrounded by shit.
Yeah, well.
Those
like the
years were
Islanders, right?
supplant like every other year that they didn't go to the Super Bowl,
it
where
was
they had
like-
good
Who does
teams.
that sound like? Who's that sound like,
It
John?
was literally just 2 6-week periods where the Giants receivers realized that if they caught the
that's
ball
what
with
I
their
mean.
hands, it was better than letting it just deflect off their hands to the ground or to
But
the
that's
other
it.
team.
Wait, for small periods of time, he was great. That's what clutch is.
So, Eric, let me give you the Islanders comparison. Anderle scores 50 goals. Barzell has 100 points. Paul Murray has 40 goals. Those are those Giants seasons and Islanders for him. But this is reality. That won't happen. So, I mean,
because the NFL is by its nature a small sample size, and in the NHL by its nature is a large sample size. But
the playoffs
with
aren't.
even higher variance because of the amount of
The playoffs absolutely are.
the amount of time you play your star players on the ice. So let's hear some trivia.
And I'll go to the trivia.
All
I just want to say I think it's insane that Barzal has how many games have they played? 5. He's averaging 3 inner slot assists each game. That's absurd.
Not assists, passes,
chance assists. That's what they're called.
Yeah, if you got somebody like a trigger man, like a Cole Iserman.
You imagine
It'd be good. Solid.
You imagine if he was playing with Shane Pinto. Shane Pinto would have 12 goals right now. All right.
Yeah.
So I was talking before about the worst season. It's a minimum of let me just clarify. It's a minimum of 1,000 minutes. These are the worst defensive streaks of the prior 6 seasons. Now, in these prior 6 seasons, even though we've only had this small sample size, Sorokin would have ranked first in expected goals against per 60. That's the highest out of 12 goalies with the worst defensive seasons of the last 6 seasons, and second in high danger shots against per 60. So that's how bad the Islanders' defense is right now. If that was over a large sample, it would generally be the worst. So that's interesting. But in these 6 seasons, in 2020, 2021, the only goalie, and I should clarify here, that had over a 910. He had a 915.
You've completely lost me. Is there any way to abridge this trivia question?
Yeah. Seriously, you lost.
I have no idea where you went. You need to ask a shorter question.
So
Sorry.
he's saying who's been the best bad goalie.
And now I like a short.
No, but he wasn't a bad. He was great that year.
Who's been the best goalie on a bad team?
We know you like Ilya Sorokin. What's the trivia question?
Who's been the best goalie on a bad team?
So let me clarify. The last 6 seasons, there have been 12 goalies with the worst defensive support. Get it? Easy. Most expected
best goalies, worst defenses.
Yes, there was one goalie who had a 915 when the average was a 900 between these 12 goalies.
Okay,
with 1,000 minutes. Who was it? 2020.
In the last 6 seasons?
Yes, there's only one goalie with a 915 or anywhere near that. There was one with a 910, but it was the Rangers.
Oh, I was going to say Igor Shesterkin.
No, and it wasn't Lundqvist either.
Oh, it was Georgiev?
Yeah, but he's not the answer. It was someone with a 915 in 2020-21. I feel like Brandon would know this one.
Great goalie on a bad team.
Bennington.
Yeah. Good guess, but no.
John Gibson.
Gibson's on this list, but no, he had an 899. So if you get a name, I'll tell you it.
Harry Price?
No, not on the list. If you get the goalie, I'll tell you if he's on the list or not. So that'll help narrow it down. So you know it's not Gibson, and you know it's not Lundqvist Georgiev.
Wait. The team is bad.
Yeah, it's got to be bad. It has the worst defensive expected goals against. Yep. God, John got it.
Nice.
Unbelievable. Good pick. It's Vancouver. Yeah. Vancouver, ready? In 2021, 3.05 expected goals against per 60.
Oh, that's when they had all the COVID crap. Oh,
my
God. Yes.
Almost a 9 high danger shots against per 60. So he had.
I remember he was nuts that year. Yeah, that they really give him the bag.
That team got screwed. That team got screwed.
So that I would call clutch.
I agree. You're right. But Eric, that's not clutch. That's just good.
You understand that there's a certain part of this that is attempting to reverse jinx Ilya Sorokin into pitching a shutout tomorrow night, right? Okay.
Oh, I'm going to be there. He will. I'm going to be there.
Just so you know.
Wait, Eric, you know who's a clutch player?
No.
Frank Nazar.
Oh God, he'd probably be pretty
you
good
are on that train.
He'd probably be pretty good getting the passes in the slot from
no, I'm in pain watching it. I don't think you understand.
I know.
It hurts. Every goal is like another shot in the arm. Like what?
Yeah.
Come on, Mike. It's not like we don't have any left-handed D waiting to come up through this. Oh wait, they're all left-handed. Never
Oh
mind.
wait, they're all left.
Also, it's not. Also, it's not to say we would have picked him with that pick.
Oh my God.
That's a fair point too.
No, my argument to everyone who says that is guess who was picking best player available for like the next 5 years, except for one idiot who is still a good player. So that was a good pick. Lou was doing best player available every time. He probably takes Nazar was the clear pick there.
Yeah, but he also got it wrong a few times.
Did he? Lou?
Simon Holmstrom?
No, I think Lou's actually.
Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, Lou's picks, he hasn't made many first, but Ratu turned into Horvat. I consider that a plus.
No. I'm not saying Ratu. No. Okay. So in saying he got it wrong, I'm not saying that because it turned into Horvat, it wasn't a good decision. I'm saying Ratu was not the best player available. We know that now.
Well, who was right behind him?
I don't remember, but we know he's not the best player available because he's not in the league.
There. He was at one point earlier in the season in the same category as what Hagens was. They said this kid was going to go first overall.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that the logic wasn't there. I'm saying it didn't work out.
No, I get it, but my point was best player available. That's all.
Yeah.
That not that it didn't work out. So all right, I think we're good. I mean, I want to talk about the draft, but we can probably wait until the future to do that. I don't know who's going first overall.
That is very early.
Guys, though.
We can't talk about the draft like 5 games in.
Listen, for anyone listening or you guys also paying attention, pay attention right now because I have no idea who's going first.
We have
a whole year to figure that out, man.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Who's going first? What do you mean?
I don't think what's his name's been impressive in college.
Gavin McKenna.
I don't think he's been impressive at all.
I gotta tell you, I don't really care about this year's draft. I just want to see Cole Eiserman on our power play next year.
Yeah, I know. We're all dude. I'm
excited for that.
It's gonna be tempting to buy that jersey because if you like shooting, that's all he does.
There's a line.
Well, that's why I'm going to get the Schaefer jersey tomorrow.
There's a line. Have you guys ever seen basketball? Have you ever seen basketball?
Yes,
I have a little bit. Yeah.
You're excited. Feel these nipples.
Yeah.
Bob Costas in the middle. Anyway, so with that said,
have a nice night, everyone. We'll see you.
All right.
I think that's good. Thanks, guys.